AD carry is going to survive.
They also now have one that spikes alongside the Corki relatively well. Obviously, Corki's just kind of busted at this point in time, but you hit two items at the same time, they're the same items. So you're kind of feeling all right, especially if you can get an Excel.
You know what?
Beryl did lose his first game on this champion in that loss streak, as Calyx might just be dead. Showmaker holds onto his flash, says you can... a lot of damage back, and Geo doesn't have a lot of the blue stuff to try and fight this one. Aiming continuously, getting these Inspire shields as Gideon looking for an angle towards Showmaker. The flash does come on through for the backflip, landed! And it's first blood over to Gideon! And Chelly kind of starting to get his wish.
Yep, huge gank there, huge time.
Zeus does have his tier now put together, but Aiming has a cheeky extra longsword, and you can see the Ezreal feeling pretty good as a result of all of this movement. Level 6 now gained for Calyx, and he's beginning that all in. Finds the backflip, and there it is! The perfect execution comes down, but it's a 1-for-1 in the end. Just feels ruthless.
Yeah, absolute bloodbath, you know. 2-for-1 in kills at 6 minutes, pretty action-packed, but it's just the trading has been non-stop in this game so far. Speaking of which...
Yeah, there's the public execution now as Kingen doing a fair bit of work towards Geo. We have a Pantheon coming down as well, so Geo knows that he's dead. And he's just going to try and wander his way out. Flash, oh my god, that was so cute! I don't think it's going to work, but man, that was cute. He bought so much time. Look at all that time that he bought with that flash. Don't tell me what the hindsight would say, okay? Don't tell me about it.
Well, what I was going to say is you actually saw Lucid running down through the jungle, and I think he was just trying to buy as much time as possible. I'm not going to be there in time. Here's the solo kill, and I'm going to be honest, for Dplus, getting the counter kill from Lucid is about as good as you can hope from the situation, but this is seeing the impact. The level 6 hit first, the no flash from Showmaker, and Calyx plays it perfectly, hits everything.
Yeah.
But the fact Lucid was there,
they don't need to because they're not there. Grub's going to be taken here by DK. No one having a look at the Dragon just yet. Chemtech still just hanging around, been there for almost 4 minutes. Another public execution coming on down here as we're kind of getting sick of those. As the Equalizer just says, well, no, I would just prefer not to be laning at this point in time. And so that should mean that Gideon can go over towards the Drake. No Equalizer for DK to contest will make things a little bit more difficult, especially when the
with the trade.
And Lucid going to take his opportunity to head over and grab this Dragon as well, catching them on a reset. Gideon going to be moving towards the top side to see whether or not he can maybe put pressure on this Herald. The Crab is there, but he decides instead he is once again going to try and kill this Rumble. The Equalizer gets a lot of value, but unfortunately not quite enough as the redemption came through exceedingly late.
Yeah, Beryl was trying to get in range for that one. Wasn't quite there in time. I think a good pickup from Gideon. Just to grab that kill with the ultimate, slide in. He is pretty low now, though. And Shield doesn't have TP, though, and this does go down pretty quick, so I think they should be able to get this and get out.
Yeah, they're going to do a lot of damage, yeah. Beryl is just caught napping. They did just have vision.
Yeah.
He did know.
I don't think Beryl got the memo.
Well, no, he did get... And now going to get a crash onto this outer turret in the mid lane. That is going to go down very, very low as Calyx is moving over. Gideon goes in, but there's the public execution. Pop Blossom connects on everyone, and down goes Aiming. The Equalizer is in. It's a lot of AoE, as now Shiu looking for Geo on the side, and the Cataclysm's going to lock him up. Now Lucid trying to get himself out of there. Shiu is just a monster, and he burns King into the ground. That one felt personal, ladies and gentlemen, as DK fight back.
DK with a huge fight turnaround. Calyx going to try and defend here.
Yep, spooky fog on the ground. And is going to be able to just clear out the wave. Very nicely done. So they're not going to be able to take a turret defensive is what it sort of feels.
It hurts me personally, as the sort of person who will... You know,
I mean, you get upset about Cinders not being picked up.
Yes, I'll see like 3 Cinders. There'll be a team fight happening. I'll be like, there's like 4 Cinders over there, you know?
Yeah. Why are you fighting? Well, Kingen going to face check here, as he's not necessarily one to be too worried about the job. And however, Beryl is going to put him on a leash. And even with all the shields, he's still going to go down. Gideon going to be put into the Cataclysm as well. And one after the other, Nongshim are falling apart.
And this is kind of what happens when Nongshim don't get that clean engage. 2 members just caught out by Dplus.
Calyx is doing some good farming in the top lane, though.
He is, but not there for the fight, not coordinating. The second Dragon picked up for Dplus, and now building up a bit of a goldie. They should just be able to take the Arakan here as well.
Oh man, that's feats of strength. And yeah, Showmaker can now just hang out in this side lane. He's not even worried about the Akali assassinating him. because he's got an arm guard, so much health, and isn't too worried. Even Aiming's health bar is looking kind of intimidating here, but still has yet to finish off his third item. He's going to be wandering towards Gio and Lehens here for now. Through shot barrage. That's a lot of damage, and now Lucid thinks that it's possibly his opportunity. And this is just the turret going down. 3 grubs going to make sure that is going to happen as Gio, he got the memo. He was standing so far back, but still the public execution going to come on through. Gideon takes a lot of damage as Gio didn't have an arm gun. He's not dead! And Chovy is able to turn up, and the barrel redemption! As he lands it this time to pick up the kill. Now on fire, and this game it just feels over. The tempo vibe's overwhelming here on the DK side.
I'm okay with locking it in.
I think Vindication is the one for me, but their dragon fight being set up. Calyx being zoned out a bit here.
Lehens is a lonely minion.
What's that minion doing there?
Well, getting some wards down by the looks of things as Gio. Oh man, True Shot Barrage gonna be avoided there, but the Valkyrie is going to be used. Beryl going to take the Akali for a walk as Aiming now going to find him. My god, the damage. He goes golden as Lehens feels like he may have found the angle. We'll see whether he has as Calyx goes into the Shroud. Perfect execution to take down Aiming as Calyx gets back to the Shroud and then just gets unceremoniously burnt to death by Shio on the drive-by. Beryl also somehow surviving, and you know things are going wrong when Beryl is unable to die in a fight. As now Kingen trying to dash his way out. That's a decent stun though, as the equalizer comes through, but not really doing too much as Shio can have to flash to get out of the way of Kingen. And Showmaker, the raid boss himself, is going to show up, and Shio does not stand a chance. And at this point, they're just kind of making...
They had such a rough read on what to do, because I think it was honestly winnable. Showmaker
just on the other side for DK, you know, understanding, oh, I'm the target now, get me the heck out of there, you know? As now DK looking for another engage angle as Lehens is going to find the Pop Blossom, but the Cataclysm going to hold him in place. And Aiming does get assassinated once again. And Shiu trying to do what he can as well on the other side. Nongshim actually finding a lot of power here as Lucid and Showmaker, the sort of last bastion of hope on the DK side. And fortunately for DK, that is going to be enough for them to still take control.
More so than you already had to be with this deficit, with how your comp plays out.
And, man, I want to... Okay, Lucid is going to take a Tangle Buff series. Pretty tanky, but not that tanky. Down to 50% at this point in time. Nongshim getting some decent damage onto the jungler is going to be important. Tangle Buff's barely missing onto Aiming here as Grand Starfall comes in. Gideon pretty far ahead of his team, but they have the public execution. Aiming flashes away though. He's got the shielding, and it's the 2-man shockwave here as well to keep Nongshim at bay. Lucid now looking for that angle, finds an equalizer from downtown. Jiu has one of his own. He gets to throw out, and that is going to get them to safety. DK still on the prowl though, looking for an opportunity as Beryl going to take Lehens for a walk. Does get the snare, and now Aiming able to follow up really nicely still. Lucid goes way too far forward.
Oh, the Akali's on the flank.
Yeah, this time, 100% kill contribution on this Akali.
Oh, they got him!
As I say it, he is going to get picked off. Does go into stasis here, but I don't think he's getting out. There it is. It's Gideon that locks down the kill and may have stopped the Baron because Lucid has made his way back, but still, that is...
Ambitious angle. I think the problem here was they committed so deep and the Akali wasn't in position to follow up. The Akali's representing so much of that damage. Calyx finally gets there, the shockwave has come in, they have to back off, but I'm not sure we're going to get time to watch all this because the teams are setting up now for the Dragon.
Yep, Lehens looking for a Pop Blossom. Arcane Shift does get Aiming out of dodge, but Beryl is still going to be dead. Cataclysm comes through though, and Aiming is free hitting. Even the Mystic shots in the Shroud are landing as Aiming full health still. And Nongshim gonna have to try and limp their way out.
5 seconds to
teleport his way towards his bottom side, but this Ocean Soul, it's going down very, very low. Kingen trying to deal with Aiming, but he's just not able to. They've got vision. Public execution just to get him out of the way of the Ezreal as one lone Ocean Dragon is going to be picked up. Shiu goes golden as well as the Shockwave doesn't do too much. Still Gideon taking so much damage. Aiming and Showmaker both still alive. Shiu not so much. And down they all go. Calyx is still there. Lehens has indeed respawned. But I just don't know whether Calyx can be the kind of hero they need right now. He's going to need to do something absolutely unbelievable. Disappearing is normally pretty cool, but they need a little more than that.
Yeah, unfortunately, big gold advantage, and now going to be able to look to siege.
And this is something that Dplus were never really good at. Like, prioritizing as a team.
This feels still like such an uphill battle right now, and the sieging is going to be so hard to deal with for Nongshim with so many picks like Akali, Pantheon don't really function well defending against the siege. They really need to find an angle to engage to stop their structures just being destroyed.
Yeah, just melting. Gio has made it to 4 items somehow. As Lucid, that's a cataclysm. Lehens is just dead. All right, that's what you do, I guess, when you finish the Rabadon's death cap on your Orianna. You just throw your Jarvan at him.
Yeah, and Lehens had flash. Wanted to save it. Didn't want to have to burn that powerful engage duel defensively.
Well, public execution coming on down here, but Kingen spends some time in the sky and regrets his decision. Calyx looking for an opportunity, though, as Showmaker. He is not afraid. This time going golden at the right time, and this time his team is there to defend. He will go down, but he'll take that for a Nexus trade any day of the week. As DK, it was a long one. It was a slog, but they're still able to take game number 1 in this best of 5 series up against Nongshim. Calyx, pretty heroic in this game, I have to say, but it wasn't, unfortunately, enough. And aiming has been pretty happy on the Zeri thus far. Don't feel like you've got like Wolf sitting at home saying, yes, this is the Zeri angle, because I do think that there are ways to get towards her, especially if your Xin Zhao is able to fighting. The other side is just taking damage. Kingen gets a ward over the wall. They know exactly where Lucid is, but can they stop this dive? That's going to be the question, as he just walks on up. And the Ghoulie wall comes down. Q going to connect there, and they do just get the flash out. Lucid able to safeguard his way to safety. Oh, that's another one, need a Thesaurus. All right, Shu going to chase down Kingen here. Thumbs up comes on through. And he's just going to be forced to walk as far as possible. Q connects, and Lucid comes on through. There's the auto, and doesn't even die to the turret. Oh man, that couldn't have been worse.
So beautifully played.
She said, I can get in range for this.
Yeah, as well, the final Q from Lucid looked like, I mean,
yeah,
right on the edge of the hitbox.
A little bit of Nautilus hitbox tech there.
Yeah.
You like to see it. As Lehen's able to headbutt his way out of danger, but not able to avoid the grand entrance, so holding the wave, almost just dying as Jiu now finding a lot of damage, is aiming. Yeah, you are dead, buddy. And Lehen's just baited him into it.
That was the Lehen special of holding the wave until near death. That baited aiming.
That one firmly in the cons column as Lucid's like, I'm supposed to hit those. You saw him delay a little bit there as Beryl is rotating over, does get the knock up onto Lehen's, only level 4 is Chiyu. Yeah, he's going to put him between worlds and he doesn't like being there. He is just going to go to the other world though, instead. And so maybe he's a bit more of a Showmaker. Gets that 50 gold from the Tibbers as Gideon looking to make it happen again. Early flash comes through from Showmaker, but I don't think that's going to be enough to save him. And down he will go. Another good gank from Gideon in mid. Yep, great punish there. Great read from Calyx as well. Flashing late. Priority here for Nongshim. And so far, has been doing very well. As Hex Flash over here from Lehen's as Lucid picks up one of the grubs and will be able to back his way out. Beryl now looking a little worse for wear. As the rest of Nongshim are grouped up. Possible angle here. Let's see what they can actually get as Lehen's only level 5, so is Beryl though. As we get a reset on this grub. Shu looking for an angle and they want to turn. Still a lot of damage coming on through there and Shu trying to go between the worlds. My god, the burst damage is obscene! And now aiming is able to explode and pick up that kill. The king is fantastic. Gio gonna go down towards that top side as Beryl just battle dances his way to safety. And Nongshim looking in shambles as they'll lose the grubs on top of everything else. We've seen this so many times before when your primary target is that Aurora. You think you've caught her, but she's so slippery, so hard to pin down. And if you don't immediately blow her up, she'll pop her ult, she'll get a ton of damage. And what is the cow doing? The is out of the paddock and into the game. I'm not sure. It was also, you could see the confusion on Showmaker as far as the movement. He's like moving down, he's like better avoid the teleport. His aiming is like better avoid death. He is going to be able to cleanse, but that's an angry bear. As Lucid looking for another angle. There's a cute little safeguard forward, but he's just going to miss the Q. So I think he'll just be backing away. Expected the side stuff from Kingen, and he was just like, nope, I'm a walk in a straight line sort of guy. Yeah, well, Q going to connect here as Gideon just gets rid of Lucid, or at least attempts to, but the battle dance comes down. Beryl holding Gideon in place. The Lee Sin Rakan combo working out so well. And I think he tried to do damage back to Lucid. Sundered Sky, baby.
Yeah, I mean, there was no way you'd win that 1v1, but the recon meant you weren't getting away.
Kingen, use the Maiden. Let her try and save you. The answer was Lucid not quite able to tank this one up. They want Beryl to come on over, and he is looking to lock this one down. Sheer will be able to get on top. There is the knockup. Between Worlds comes on through, and Kingen is very, very dead. Lahens with a bit of a wraparound play here is Gio. Gio? Why? Never mind. I mean, they should be able to kill Showmaker here, so Gio using his health bar as a resource, something like that, and Showmaker is very, very dead.
I like how they panned away from the bot play because it was just so dead. Just so unbelievable.
I like the frog's fantastic. I like the dragonfly as well. There are a lot of frogs, honestly, in
I
the
love
river.
The frogs.
It's
they're
really,
so,
really cool.
so cool.
And that should be the top lane outer turret falling pretty soon. They have run out of minions, though, which is a little awkward. Beryl and aiming should be able to get this one, though. As Lahen's going to show up. This next plate is going to fall, but I don't know whether they're getting the turret. And so, as you can see, first turret blood does go over to Nongshim. Xiu heading between the worlds here momentarily, as Kingen is just having a horrible time. He's now able to get his ghoulies to do some work. I'll put you in a ghoulie cage.
Oh, this is a great call, actually.
Yeah, just going to teleport away. Gives him the thumbs up. He's like, all right, called you jungler again, did you, coward?
Yeah, if Lucid had been a little bit sharper, it would have been able to interrupt that, but Kingen, great read on the play to get out. Oh!
Aiming is ulting, looking for an angle onto Gio here. And actually, with that damage coming on through, Lucid turning up, Gio's not going to be able to help take down this wave, even though there's no cannon. So this does guarantee the outer turret in mid does go down, holds that gold lead at about 2.8k as Gideon now going to get charmed up and kicked back and destroyed. Aiming gets another one. Oh, goodness. We are on track for some certification here. Get the paperwork out, ladies and gentlemen.
You can have the big ult, you can have that burst, but you're not going to be able to kill 5 people as an Annie in a team fight. And there's a lot of threats on Dplus who are very strong right now.
Gio going to try and look for some boomerang action here as there's a nice knock up onto Beryl. They do get the feats of strength, though, and Beryl can battle dance. So with Showmaker moving down, he is A-OK. Extendo beam on the Calyx is going to deter him from moving any further forward. And so that is just a Herald being locked up. That should guarantee themselves an extra turret, not to mention those feats of strength for some cool shoes to be picked up. And man, Gulliwall feels so useless against Aurora in Nongshim.
Hey, they got a tower. Hey, they have 10 petals.
10 petals, that's a big thing.
Look, if their focus was getting more petals, they have achieved that goal.
Yeah, whether he goes somewhere else, there it is. Going to be picked up. He is heading towards a little bit of a dangerous...
the sights. Oh, he's going mid.
So cute.
Oh,
never mind. Gives himself a thumbs up.
No, I don't think he deserved that. No cream barbecue for you, Lucid.
Hey, wait, but the minion wave does get here. They might be able to get some... Never mind. It was just kind of a mistake. The Maiden is going to go down. No tea parties for her. As aiming... Oh, dear. Okay, Realm Warp is going to get shown. He is just instantly dead.
He just teleports out!
Yeah, and he's gone.
Oh, my God!
I don't know, man. All right, Calyx is going to throw a bear at aiming. He's going to survive that. Beryl looks to try and knock up said bear. Oh, that was the silliest. I've seen all this
That was
before.
the equivalent to like a shovel lying on the floor, and Showmaker stepped on it, and it just swung up and hit him in the face.
It's Sideshow Bob and the Rakes.
It is. It actually is.
All right, Lucid just going to kick this pesky Yorick, but it's not really going to do too much as Xiu is at least defended momentarily. The ghoulies do come up as now Calyx looking for Beryl, but the Incinerate not going to land.
Beryl's just 1v1. But he just...
That was so funny. Also, the fact that he was teleporting... Oh, no, okay, it would be silly if he teleported to a minion that was like right there.
It was just as funny the second time.
It was.
Honestly.
Wait, that's not a replay, is it? Okay, never mind. Kingen's dead again.
Oh my God, I can't believe that just happened.
And Lucid has a big, scary-looking axe. As Calyx is now getting ganked by aiming. Oh, the redemption power here from Beryl. As Calyx is going to die, it's just whether he can take anyone with him. And the answer is not for now, as Lahen's, yeah, you're going to have to get yourself out of there, buddy. Aiming is actually really starting to do some damage. Has hit those spikes, I think. 2 items is now done.
Ahead. They are very ahead. Last game, very back and forth, you know, felt close till there was a point where Dplus just swung the lead. But this one, it's been all Dplus. And now with the Atacant secured, 2 dragons in pocket. Wants it, you know?
Yeah. He's like, Banana Brush controller. We must.
Like, I will be the bait. And Dplus are like, we're not ready to fight. He's like, I will still be the bait.
Showmaker's done. Like, he's PvE. As Headbutt Pulverize onto Beryl, and he is able to get himself out of there. Did have a cleanse. Has to use everything that he had at his disposal.
As I said, he will be the bait.
Yes.
You know,
we're not sure what he's actually baiting for. However, he will indeed be said bait.
He just keeps repeating that he'll be the bait.
Yeah. Lucid's in the Ghoulie wall. Boomerang Blade going to connect there is now Xiu. Can he actually get over and affect this one?
It's a lot of damage.
It is. Should be the Dragon going towards Nongshim because DK have decided 2 inner turrets, maybe an inhibitor turret, is probably worth the trade for your first Drake in the game.
Yeah, turrets are pretty good.
Well, there's a double knock-up from Beryl. The jump scare from this Rakan. And now Aiming uses the Ghoulie wall to keep himself safe. Beryl doing his favorite thing here. And out goes Lucid. Not going to quite find the kickback there, but I don't think that Nongshim have much left in the tank. And if you make them look a little silly, but Aiming's still alive, the outcome will still be the same as Xiu is going to be able to put him down. 3 dead on the side of Nongshim.
You know.
Yeah, for an archer, having a very cool sword is sometimes just what you need.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you'll need to do some hand-to-hand combat. Maybe he will build a something else. As Lucid goes in, that's and then out, and then back in again, and then is unceremoniously destroyed. Teleport in from Xiu, who's just bouncing around the fight. A lot of AoE damage, but DK may have gone a bit of a step too far. Never mind. Just use the power of the wallets, DK. Yeah. It's going to be fine.
Dplus, you are 6,000.
I say courage. Because that was brave. What Lucid did. He did not have...
Yeah, it has. They're clawing things back, honestly, at this point. And Jiwoo is starting to be more and more of a threat. You know, I talked about how I saw... Oh, no, Lehens.
Okay. Well, Lehens is not necessarily the one they want to engage on, as he does get kicked back anyway. Uses the ulti, but he's still dead. Unfortunately, the will is unbreakable.
Oh, no, Kingen, no.
Oh, no, he immediately flashes out. Kingen and teleports in this game. Oh, it has only been a mess, as now Lucid is going to be able to get on top of him. The Flash Room Prison, and he is definitely in prison there. The Shoveler goes down.
You know, it's been a long time since you could cancel teleport.
It's like, dude, do I just need to be this close? It's going to be fine, right?
Okay. But not to his credit. He kind of left his wife behind. She's like chasing after him.
Yeah, look at her. She looked so sad as well.
Like, dear?
Yeah. Oh, she was on the flank, but maybe he's getting flanked as he just bounces to the rest of his team. Good knock up there from Beryl to make sure that she is going to be okay. Boomerang Blade starting to hurt with 3 items on the Sivir. But Nongshim lose interest. They did manage to buy themselves a little bit of extra time, but DK is so far ahead. Once again, 7,000 gold as Calyx. Alcove Gaming is sometimes the last resort that you have to rely on.
If they look for him. I mean, you would say, why would they? But we've seen people look before.
Oh dear. Well, let's see whether Xiu can get him. No, he's dead.
Nice.
That's going to be Xiu that locks that down. That's, 1.1k, something like that. Is it worth the inhibitor turret? Maybe. Honestly, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of gold. You might have lost that inhibitor anyway.
Yeah.
Inhibitors
going to Xiu, a huge deal.
So much. Guys, no, guys.
You do not win the base race!
No, guys, 1 was okay.
They don't win the base race. Okay, they're not going to base race.
Okay, so earlier I said...
Are we doing a worth check right now?
Yeah, so earlier I said 1,110 gold new 80 carry for the mid.
I'm looking at that Rebel Baron power play, and that says Nongshim did good.
Wait, Beryl didn't face check?
Hang on.
Who is this man?
What is this game? Aiming, he's going to just ult, and Calyx is down to 50% before he can do anything. One more auto would need to come in as Aiming flashes away. Lehens unable to get on top of him, but down goes Beryl as Xiu into the back line where he really enjoys spending time, and I feel like Aiming just baited 2 people to die. Yeah, if you lose
guys,
3 inhibitors...
Someone, please.
Oh, God. Oh, but this guarantees soul, right? Because if they have to go back... Oh no, Lehens might get caught out of position here as well. Does have that level 2 ulti now, gets the headbutt back onto Lucid, who finds the flash kick and manages to pick off Calyx. I don't know whether he's necessarily the target, but he has a GA! Gideon has to flash away, the Sim is already dead, and DK actually thought it 3 steps ahead. Kingen now gonna get flashed on by Showmaker. He loves flashing over base gates, by the way. And it was all just a cunning ruse, a bait and switch. and it will earn DK match point in this best of 5. And I can't believe they outthought them.
Done in a Dplus fashion, right? There's some goofiness, there's some shenanigans, but at the end of the day, they come together and they take this series to match point, crushing G, crushing Calyx. A great kick from Lucid.
Awesome. And you can be a Norse Viking. You can go, like, I think they use it that way. I watched a weird Viking video on YouTube yesterday.
I feel like you haven't watched that singular YouTube video, you're more of an expert than me. They don't opt to go for it. They want to cover these Raptors. They don't want to give Lucid second Raptors.
Yeah. As Shiu, oh dear, the Ghost has been popped, but Kingen finding some angles, and it's a solo for the Cassante! Shiu just getting outplayed. And that's also the smite going over to Gideon, gets the big Raptor as well as DK. All of a sudden they're behind.
Yeah, I mean, that is this. I'm low health. This is where I thrive.
Well, this is not great. Sidestepping a anchor is quite difficult, as Gio going to be able to satchel him back. Undertow, let's see what Shiu can actually do as he does hit low health. Doesn't have flash, of course, but needs to land the Undertow fadeaway jump shot and goes underneath the bouncing bomb from just straight up losing a 1v1.
For Nongshim. A big mistake. They put Shiu right back into the game. And now they're looking for a bot side play.
Oh, the mega double teleport coming in here as aiming. Does get the heal for the extra movement speed from Beryl, but the satchel to bring him out. Beryl does have flash available, but the all-out is going to come on through. Beryl finally gets hit by that Q. Gideon, in the meantime, is taking down the Dragon.
He's moving over, but I don't think he's going to be able to contest. I say that.
Oh, they're teleporting in for this one. It is Beryl.
Okay, Lehens needs to move. Oh no, oh no.
Oh god, the Destiny comes through. Showmaker turns up with no blue stuff at all. Lehens is dead. There is no way that he can get out. Even the bowling ball connects. Oh, and they can deliver this kill over to aiming as well. Dragon secured, and the kill goes over, and the pendulum, it do be swinging.
It's like,
it worked out so well, as DK gonna come on over and see whether they can contest. Lucid in the area, but it looks like Gideon might be starting off a fight. Bowling ball going white, the Cassante getting down here first, but the Olaf is in tow. Shiu just running in, presses the Ragnarok button. We'll see whether DK can actually offer him some assistance. He's now running, but he is going to die as Calyx goes to sleep. Not a time for a nap, my friend, and he will be going down. Beryl surviving for so long with the Eclipse, but it's not actually going to achieve anything, and now aiming, running to the back of this pit, and I think he will have to flash to get himself out of the way. The Q is going to miss. He flashes eventually. Calyx for 2, though, as Kingen will be a force to be reckoned with. First item still coming on in here as the depth charge down onto Beryl. Lucid should be the target as everyone's getting sleepy. Solar Flare connects onto Calyx as he gets lit on fire and taken down. And without the Cassante here, Nongshim are just not that strong. And I don't know about that particular satchel. Gives a brought Beryl closer to Lehens. And in he goes, down goes Lehens. And he's going to be saying to you, next time, please. Now on cooldown.
Now coming in.
Yeah, looking for the Dragon Hook, going to come on through, but it's onto Beryl. Mega Inferno Bomb, not going to find too much joy at all, as now Lucid spinning around, but doesn't quite find the value here, as now Calyx dealing with this Viking, who will be taking him down. Gideon going to be next on the menu, as Kingen being held in place here by Showmaker. You mentioned being kited, and that's exactly what happened. All of their money is just dealing with this guy trying to play poker.
Yeah, they didn't find a good angle to get Kingen in. He wasn't participating in the fight, so it just meant they didn't have the follow-up. Calyx ends up getting decimated, has to snap back into the Olaf space, and it feels like they get that initial target pretty easy.
Well, now you've got the Ragnarok coming on through here as Kingen gets hit by an Undertow, but I think she is just dead. Yep, the redemption going to be late once again. It was better timed than last time. And then she moves towards the bottom side of the map before going back and buying any items. Of course, Kingen hasn't bought in a while as well, although obviously it's been relatively recent. Indeed, actually has the Merc Treads, which is what he just picked up, but gets 460 for that one.
You can just hold him back, just keep comfortable space. He's not going to get solo killed by him like Shiu has been. And I think it's important to get money on the Yone, but also you need Kingen to be in the fights. If you're starting a fight, he has to be there, and it feels like they haven't really had that happen a lot in this game.
Well, Beryl taking a fair bit of damage, but now looking for an angle here as Shiu just going to be running into Gideon. Lands the axes, the Destiny comes on through, and Gideon is just dead. No chance to do anything at all. And Mega Inferno Bomb not going to be enough to grab that kill as Calyx.
Sure. But if that's the case, don't be there to get caught. Gideon's death, kind of a freebie to the side of Dplus. And we do actually get feats of strength for Nongshim. She obviously gets a ton of value. She's good into like these dive comps. She's also providing the AP damage that the TF doesn't always have a ton of sustained AP damage.
Yep.
I think if it was an AD jungler, then King would feel so much better at just stacking a ton of armor. He is going to have to pick up some magic resist later on.
Well, Beryl is going to try and pick up a Zeus, who is going to get slowed down. Bowling ball connects. The curtains have already been called as Lahans has to stand in front. Beryl takes a lot of damage from the Mega Inferno Bomb as Gideon standing in front, but the Deadly Flourish connects. Calyx does not, and Lucid is just pirouetting around the back of this team fight. Beryl has his health bar at 50. That's his comfort zone. And Calyx having to limp his way out once again. It is just Zeus that dies, but DK still with so much control.
Oh no.
Zeus is not afraid of very much at all, is he?
You can't recall for so long if the Bowling Ball hits or the passive of the Leander in that play. Oh, they might be looking for Showmaker.
Yeah, King in.
He has Ghost.
Well, that is going to be a very, very fast Twisted Fate. Does find the gold card, and then...
Oh, nice knockout.
Not going to be out of Destiny out of this one.
And Calyx gets the kill. Great news for Nongshim. Nice pick up there. Good flank around.
As it turns out.
Yeah, he's up in 13. They're going to be there to fight if they want, but they might be able to get the Dragon in time where they can deny Lucid access.
Well, Lichbane also does come through, so that is a decent spike for the Twisted Fate as well, but this Dragon is going down so incredibly quickly. Shio on a ward. Lahens doesn't find the anchor. The teleport is going to come in, even if they don't get the Drake. They're committed to the fight. As Shio now in amongst it. Gold card already primed. As King in, the raid boss himself, but he cannot take that much damage. Still, Calyx gets into the back line. It's massive, and King in is even surviving. It's absolute insanity. They take down the magic damage dealers as Shio. I just don't think he's going to be able to do this one. He gets on top of Shio, but he is going to get taken down. It's another couple of kills for Kingin, and the King of 2022.
Pretty convincingly, they're going to be able to pick up the Atacon as well.
Looks like this snowball is really starting to roll as Mega Inferno Bomb to stop the split push here, as Showmaker having to even barrier to get to avoid taking too much damage from that tower. Still, Atacon is going to be taken here. Nongshim battling back. Showmaker will be able to take an outer turret in trade, but this inner is also in trouble as Kingin moves over. Remember, 3 grubs are in pocket here for Nongshim, and these turrets do not last very long at all. The rest of DK kind of leaving Shio to try and defend by himself and looking to see what else they can get around this map. Inner turret now for Showmaker is what he's looking for. But the wave clear, that's the problem. The tempo that you can gain is just massive as Showmaker looking for the angle. Solar Flare going to connect there as well as Zeus being punished. He will die. But what is going to happen on the other side? And the answer is aiming is very dead. That W flash was sick, and so is going to be able to hold Kingin in place for just long enough to escape. But now it's a very awkward fight. Lahens caught off to the side, but does have Gideon playing bodyguard. His health bar, he's still burning, and Lucid does manage to grab that kill. As now Kingin going down so low, he flashes on top of Beryl, who immediately stuns him with that Shield of Daybreak, finds the max range on the Zenith Blade, and now into the back line they go. It is Lucid going down though, as now Calyx dives in and dies immediately, unceremoniously, and DK find the lead once again.
Oh, the monkey paw kills once again. Nongshim
becomes something pretty real. The gold lead for Kingin is still there, but it's matched now from Lucid in that jungle, as he has Leandri's and his Riftmaker both completed. Pretty important items for the Lilia as well, so feeling very happy about that. Certainly wants the arm guard done, but Showmaker as well, hitting that 3-item spike. If the rapid fire cannon comes in, that's going to be a big deal, but Shio unable to do anything to Kingin. Beryl is going to come on over. The Redemption coming on in as Beryl looking to try and position so that he blocks any Glacial Prisons. But that's just a bouncy castle for Lucid, and I don't think he's going to be able to dance his way out of this one. Never mind. I tell a lie. He certainly can dance his way out of this one. It's fine.
Yeah, manages to evade that one just about. Getting a bit more bulky with some of the items that this Lilia has built. Does mean they won't be able to contest this Dragon game, where they just doesn't work as well as anymore, you know?
Yeah. Well, Kingin might be bearing the brunt of that one, as there's the all-out onto Shio, and Kingin, I just don't think he's going to be able to do anything about this. Does sidestep, And the undertow's starting to come on through as soon as these axes land. Buddy's buying so much time. The Baron has been started. Showmaker with full information of what's going on here. And Nongshim don't have the damage to do this.
Yeah, they need Yone on it yesterday.
Yeah. And Calix does get over there, but now the Baron has done a bit of damage. The flash forward from Showmaker onto Jiu does have the satchel. That's going to get him to relative safety, but the stun onto Calix lasts for a year. The curtains have been called. Jiu having to play DDR and is going to be able to do so for now as he flashes to get himself out of the way. Another satchel to save his life. But it's not going to save Calix. He's dealing with a guy with cards and a guy with that deadly flourish. This is Aiming's best Jin game of his life, by the way.
Oh, Calix, nowhere to go.
No, he's like, my soul, it must return. And he kind of wishes that it didn't have to. As Showmaker will be able to finish him off here. It's going to take a little while. The wildcards are going to do it. And this is what we were talking about, the messy League of Legends. That's how Dplus are going to win this game.
They're TPing in, but it's 3 tanks. Kingen has to do so much. He doesn't have ult available.
Yep, Showmaker is now going to make his way back in as well as Gideon is going to be the target. Can Kingen do it? He has the support of Baron as well, but he flashes away into the waiting arms of Showmaker as the Baron is also going to be taken. Well, Showmaker's dead because Kingen goes all out and kills him, but now he's on the wrong side of the map against a Baroned up DK. And Lucid doesn't land the bowling ball. Man, Kingen is actually, he's playing his heart out right now, but unfortunately, 1v9 is not off.
Yeah, I'm gonna lose this mid-tier too. Not really much Calix can do to defend. He's trying to thin the wave. But you gotta be so careful, because if you get tagged by Lucid, I guess you can trade the ult for the Lilton Lullaby. But yeah, Dragon gonna be up and taken by Dplus. No real way to contest this right now.
Yeah, I think he can dance all day, ladies and gentlemen. That's a very tanky boy. Does it mean anything for this turret? No. As they know that they need to kill Kingen, and he is the threat. And so that's what they're going to try and do. The bullets come on down, and this is there. No one's there to collect the Brotax. Maybe it now just goes straight to DK. We don't know. We don't know where it's wired. As, all right, Lucid looking for a bit of an angle here as Kingen did want to find something. Calix gets a knock up onto Shiu, but he's not feeling too worried about that one. Solar Flare not doing too much. Showmaker pulling the trigger. They haven't really found a full commit yet. As Gideon wanting to get a Glacial Prison. Pretty split on the DK side as the sleep does come down. Doesn't get a massive amount of value as Jiu taken down so incredibly low, but the bowling ball is going to miss. No one dead just yet. But this Ziggs is so low, and he's so important to get things done.
Ultimately a good thing for... Wait, the TP! Jiwu's TPing into a dangerous spot. I'll see if they can punish.
Yeah, thankfully, Kingen is there to play bodyguard. Deadly Flourish comes in. DK do not manage to punish, but you're right, unnecessarily scary, I would say.
Yeah, a little spooky.
As all right, let's see whether this Baron is going to work out. Nongshim feeling strong with their ult advantage. All flashes available as well as Showmaker on a ward. The curtain call comes through. They are softening them up as Beryl gets on in there. Shiu just wandering towards the backline as they dive on top of Aiming. He survives for a little while longer, but it doesn't work out. Still Shiu is dead as Lucid trying to survive. Shiu can't get it done though, and Showmaker sort of the last bastion of hope, but the Baron will be secured. And Kingen doesn't find the Q. Lucid runs so fast, you're just not going to be able to catch up to Bambi.
And so they managed to find Aiming in this one. She was coming on a flank as is Showmaker, so it's super I feel like we're not going to have time for this replay. But as it's going through, Jiwu and Showmaker on flanks. Jiwu's in an uncomfortable spot in the pit, but this Calix ult onto Aiming finds him.
Oh, sick.
Follow up from Gideon. He's dead to the Unbound Soul. Beryl also goes down. And he comes back, snaps back, finishes off the Olaf as well. Right. And Jiwu's goal is do as much damage as you can before you die. That is all Calix.
Oh, he's gonna ult. Oh man, that was so close to not making it out. Wasn't tagged by anything, so the Deadly Flourish gets no stun. And Nongshim continuing the push towards his top side of the map.
Wait, this is with the Ziggs as well. They can take this so fast.
Yeah, they certainly will. Lehens may die for it as she was wrapping around wanting to pick up these minions as Lehens wants to redeem himself and does manage to get that health back, but that last bullet is going to be enough. They're just racing to end this game. As Kingen is on these turrets, they need to keep that minion alive as the flash forward from Showmaker. He's not tagged. Jiu going to get taken down unceremoniously again. And Kingen is now the target. He goes all out, but he may be all out of options as Showmaker will survive. And it's a double for the Olaf. Oh, the base race was a bridge too far here for Nongshim. still maybe the right choice, to be honest, and the Rebel Baron power play tells me still worth.
Yeah, a little bit maybe of an overstep, and now it's looking like Dplus going to try and end the game. It's 13 seconds, it's a small wave. Calix's ult is coming up soon. I think they give up the inhibitor, and then Calix will try and ult the wave to clear it, and I think Zeus should be up for the second wave. It's just this small wave here. They should be able to get rid of this. It's 3 members against 5. I think they should be able to handle this. Gideon has smite as well for the cannon.
Yeah, they just don't have enough minions.
Yeah, it's gone.
As Beryl's still going in. I wouldn't recommend it. He is going to try and make his way out. The ulti collects 2 of them. Beryl is going to go down as Calix somehow survives. It was so close to them picking it up as the Mega Inferno Bomb is going to be picked up over there. And Minion's still here. The Nexus is exposed and Lucid. He goes golden. The Lich Bane from Showmaker. And we told a lie. DK just walk up.